Welcome to the Python Learn Together, Code Together. In this session, we will see something about how to create the arrays using this numpy package or numpy module. Okay, we are going to create the different types of arrays and we are going to do some operations on the arrays. Basically, the elements of a same data type that we call as the array D type. Okay, elements of the same type. That may be one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array. There are lots of kinds are there in arrays. 1D array, 2D array, 3D array. Like that, this numpy we are going to support the multi-dimensional arrays. That means n-dimensional arrays. That means multi-dimensional arrays. So that in short we called as ND array. Okay, in numpy that is one of the that means used tool that is called as the ND array. Okay. Now, in general, we will call the one-dimensional array as the vectors and two-dimensional array as the matrix and multi-dimensional array that we call that as a tensor. That is the one word which we need to call those arrays. That means the type of arrays. There are multi-dimensional arrays like 4-dimensional, 5-dimensional. There are n-dimensional arrays. Okay. Now we will see how to create the array in Python by using this numpy. Okay, so for that I'm going to open my Python interpreter, or you can use any of the interpreter. Now I already shown you how to install this numpy package from the pip. That means the what is that? Package manager. Pip is the package manager. How to install that I already shown. Just you need to type pip install numpy. Okay, then in this program I'm going to import that numpy numpy imports numpy as np. Okay, np is the short form that we can use to represent this numpy. Okay, then from this module I'm going to if we want to create the array, okay, then yeah, I need to call. Okay, now just it is my variable. That means the array variable, and a equals to in normal array we are using like import array and array dot something. But by using the numpy, if we create the array, then as I already told, it creates very less memory and the speed is also more. So in order to create the array using the numpy, we need to write like np dot array. Okay, np dot array, that means a is my variable, so a equals to np dot array, and here I need to yeah, this is the now it is the example for one-dimensional array. So here I need to specify the array elements, that means which are of same data type 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now this will going to create the array variable, that is a, which contains the elements 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, now if I click the enter, now if I see the a, it is array 1, 2, 3, 4. You can check even using the type of a. Yeah, this yeah, it is going to show class numpy dot nd array. Okay, that means n-dimensional array. As I already told, this is a short form that we need to represent this array, n-dimensional arrays in numpy. So here you can see it is the n-dimensional array, but here it is mainly it is one-dimensional array, because here only the elements of the elements which are enclosed in one square bracket. So this is the example for one-dimensional array, and we can even create the two-dimension, three-dimensional like this. Okay, now I need to create one two-dimensional array. Okay, b equals to np dot array. This is common for all array creations, and np dot array, and here I need to use one normal brackets, and inside the square brackets, and inside this this the dimension, this is the one dimension, and comma, and this is the second, this is the third, this is the fourth, like this. And here we need to specify all the elements. Here it contains 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the elements of the one dimension, and okay, here 5, 6, 7, 8, and here I'm going to write 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and here 3, 4, 5. Now, yeah, it is visible deprecating warning creating ND array from reg nested sequences, which is the yeah, something it is giving is deprecated if you want to, yeah. But if we check the B now, it is you can see it is the list of 1 2 3 4, list of 5 6 7 8 and 1 2 3 and 3 4 5. That means now it is going to create the multi-dimensional arrays. Like this we can even create the multi-dimensional arrays, okay. And we can even create the array which is filled with zeros. That means sometimes we need to just create the array that means the array which is containing the elements, all the elements is equal to 0. That we can because it helps in while creating the plots, while writing the plots. If we want some for example x comma y, the y value always should be 0, then we can make use of this zero arrays. That means creating the zero arrays. For that the easy thing is that, okay, for example z equals to I'm going to create np dot zeros zero yes of here I need to give the number of elements, how many zeros I want. That means how many this array, the number of elements that this array has to contain. For example, if I give the 5, then if we check the z array now, it is going to show 0 0 0 0 0. This is what we can create the zero arrays by using np dot zeros. That means this definition. Okay, this is our module that we are imported as np, and by using this module we are calling this zeros function, and it will going to create the array of 0 0 0 0 0. Okay. And even we can construct the array which contains all the values equals to 1. That we can create by okay, it is similar to zeros, but instead of zeros here we need to call that as a yes, ones, np dot ones of 5. Now if we check the value of z, you can see it is 1 1 1 1 1. We can create even zeros and the ones both. I think the twos is not possible because it is not commonly used things. So TWOS, I think it will not going to work. It will give us the error. Yeah, it will give us the error. Twos is not that, but we can create zeros and ones array. That means all the elements of that array will going to become 0 or it will going to become 1. And we can even able to create the empty array. Empty array in the sense it will create the array in very fast. That means the array creation, it will takes very less time. But actually it is not the empty array, it will going to add some random numbers. But while using we need to change those random numbers. For example, if I want empty array, then I can use np, okay, z equals to np dot empty, empty. Then here I need to specify the elements. Empty array means in the sense it is like we will come to now by seeing this example. Now if we check the value of z, you can see something 1.06, some random values it will going to give for this array, but it has the 4 elements. But empty array means some it will take the random values, but we need to this is like the now for the user it is like the empty array, because he need to change these values by using the index technique or slicing technique, anything he has to use, and he has to change that. Because here also it supports in numpy also it will going to support indexing and slicing and all those things that we already learned. By using that the user has to change this, but this type of array creation is very faster. If we want the new array, then we can just type z equals to np.empty of the how much values we need, so that it will going to create the array in very fast manner. So this will going to reduce the time taken for the program. That's why this np.empty is introduced. Then even we can use the range. That means that we already learned. Even you can use in numpy, this range will going to work. That means if you want the array which has the elements 1 2 3 4 5 6 like that, then we can make use of this range function. But in this numpy it will going to call as a range. That means arrange, arrange. For example, if I want z equals to np.arrange, it is similar to the range function, but in numpy it is we call this as a arrange. It is the default one. That means instead of range they used arrange. That means array range. Okay, so here we need to type for example, if I type of 6, then it is like 0 1 2 3 4 5. It will going to return 6 elements. Now we can see, yeah, what it's giving. Attribute module numpy has no attribute arrange. Yeah, I think arrange. We will check with this. Yeah, some syntax error. Yeah, it is not arrange, it is just arrange. Okay, just we need to use arrange. Sorry if I tell for if I told that arrange, that's not arrange, it is just arrange, because we get here the syntax error. No, now if we check the value of z, then you can see it is 0 1 2 3 4 5. That means this range function will going to work here also, 0 1 2 3 4 5. And if you want something like from 4 to 12, that means 4 5 6 7 8 9 11. 12 is not included, and the step size is 2. Then we can see it will going to now return us 4 6 8 10. This way also we can even create the array. Yeah, I think you understand about this, how to create array and all. And another important thing is the linespace in this numpy. That means that is the one major thing that we're going to use in image, something like array modulation using the image. That means the array, when we go to some computational things based on the image and all, then we will going to use this much. That means this line when we go to image processing or something based on the image or something based on the signals and all, at that time we will going to use this, that we will see now. Yeah, here is the syntax for using that linespace. Okay, linespace. What this function that I will going to explain now. Okay, I think if you make this split screen, then it's nice to learn this. Okay, now this linespace in the sense. Okay, yeah, I think it is visible now. Yeah, just look at this. Don't look at these things. Okay, this is the, I will going to tell that just now. Look at these things, numpy dot linespace, and these are all the values that we have to give. Start, stop, and all these things are optional. Okay, now why this linespace we will use means here we are going to give the two numbers. That means starting and the stop. Okay, two numbers we are going to provide, and another number, that is num equals to 50. This is the another parameter we are going to give for this function. It is the optional. Default it will take the value as 50, otherwise we will see that. Okay, now I'm going to z equals to z or any other variables you can use. Now for example, c equals to we imported this numpy as np, so I have to use np dot linspace of starting is 1 and ending I'm going to give 10, and here I'm going to give simply one value as okay, I'm going to give 2. Then yeah, I'm going to click the enter, and if I check the value of c, it is 1.10. Yeah, instead of this we will just use instead of 2, I'm going to tell this, we will just use 4. Okay, we'll just use 4. We will not declare any variable, that means equalize in any variable. We will just type like this. It will going to give us the array. So it is 1 4 7 10. It is like, okay, I'm going to explain that in paint, that's better, so you'll come to understand. So here yeah, here I have one something like this, one line, and here I have something, and this is my number line. Okay, this is my number line. In this yeah, here you can see numpy dot linespace, in this function, that means the linspace function, I need to give the starting number. Okay, let's say this is my, I'm going to give the number as 2. This is the my number 2, and here I'm going to give the ending number as 10. This is my 10. Okay, this is just a number line. And here the another parameter that we will give this as a for example, it will take default as 50, but if I give 4, then what it will going to do means from here to here we have 4 parts, 1 2 3 and 4. Here you can see now, yeah, this is our part 1, and this is 2, and this is 3, and this is 4. That means from the starting number to the end number, it will going to divide 4 parts. That means 4 sequences. So that means these are the array numbers. So here it may, yeah, here you can see that here I gave 1 comma 10 comma 4. So what it did means from 1 to 10. Okay, here I have 1 to 10. Okay, here I have 2 to 10. Let's make this as 1 to 10. Okay, this is 1 to 10, and here what it is 1 4 7 10, because here we have 4. So 1 4 7 10, 1 is this one, and this is the 4, and this is 7, and yeah, this is 10, not this one. That means it is going to divide like yeah, I'm going to clear it. I will go to make clear about that. For example, yeah, this is my number line. Instead of this we will use this number line. Okay, yeah, this is my number line. Then here we have 0. Okay, for a time being it is 0, and this will be going to 20. Okay, just for a time being, yeah, I'm taking like this. Then here what we have means 1 10 and 4. Okay, 1 is the starting, 10 is the ending of this array. Okay, the array which we are going to create, 1 is the starting point and 10 is the ending point. So here we have this is our point 1. Okay, this is my point 1, and here I have 10. Okay, here I have 10. Okay, then here there are lots of values. Then here it will going to be 20 and 30 like this, and here also -1 -2 like that. It's just a number line. Okay, then here line space of 1 10 4. The output we got is 1 4 7 10. Okay, 1, and here it will be, for example, yeah, here it will be 4, and here it will be 7, and here it will be 10. Okay, these are all of equal portions. That means this portion from here to here, that is equal to here to here, that is equal to here to here. What it will going to do means it will return us the array. Here we give the number as 4. That means it will return us the 4 values, so that this distance, that means the inter distance between these 2 values are equal. I think you understand what I'm going to tell now. It will return us 1 4 7 10. When we type what we typed here, we typed 1 10 4. Instead of now what I'm going to tell means here I'm going to tell 6. Now we got 1 2.8 4.6 6.8 8.2 6.4 8.2 10. That means this is the starting and this is the ending value. And here we got like this is my line now. Yeah, I'm going to split this. So yeah, this is my line. Okay, yeah, here I'm going to show this is my line now, and here 1 to 10 it is the starting value, and here I have the 10. Okay, this is the 1, and this is the 10. Now what it will going to give if I write this 6, 2.8 4.6 6.4 8.2 10. That means here we have 2.8 and 4.6, and here 6.4 and 8.2, and it's 10. Now if we okay, now if we count the number of elements of this array, it is 1, and here 1, and here 1, here 1 value, here 1 value, and here 1 value. How many values are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6. That is what the value that we gave here, 6. We need to give how many, that means if you want 5 parts, then we need to give 6. if we here you can see this is the part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 and part 5. That means whatever the value we are going to give here minus 1, that many parts, equal parts are created between those two intervals. Now I think it's clear for you. Yeah, it will going to create now. This is part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, because we give here 6. Here you can see part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 and part 5. For a time being, consider this gaps as one part. So now if you want to predict, okay, now if I give instead of 6, if I give here it as a 7, then just predict what may be the output. We can just predict like 1, 10, and here 7 is that 7 minus 1, that means 6 part it will going to make. Okay, 6 part it will going to make, 6 equal parts. So each part, how many length, that means 1 to 10, 10 divided by 6, we will check that. Yeah, okay, yeah, and the calculator, yeah, 10 divided by 6, okay, 6. Then you can see this 1.6666. That means it will going to return, starting number is 1 and the next number is 1.66667, and the next number we need to add the same thing, plus 1.6666667. The next number is 3.3333, like that. All are the here, I think you hope understand this number, like that. We can even calculate by using this technique, or yeah, if I click the enter now, we will see. Yeah, you can see 1, 10 and 7, 7 minus 6, and yeah, here 1 to 10 is there. So I think yeah, 10 is we will check that why we got here 2.5. What is that? Yeah, calculator, and here I think it is 9 divided by 7. We'll check that. It is 1.28. We'll check 11 divided by 7. It is 1.57. Now the problem arises. As our calculation, here we got 1.6666 as our step size. That means after 1.6666, then again plus 1.6666. But you can take your calci and type like that. It will not going to divide the parts into that means here we have 7, means it is going to 6 parts, and it will not going to 6 parts in the proper ratios. That's some it senses like it's correct, but theoretically it's wrong. Even when we calculated those points, we will get some different points. I just calculated, but that will comes wrong because here we can see this is only the proper answer for that in order to equal divide. But how to get 2.5, 4 and 5.5 like this? How to predict those numbers? Okay, previously we just go wrong because we tried some method, and this is not the right method. Now we come to understand, because it is giving 1.66 this method. But what we can do means whatever the value, here we have 3 parameters. Okay, the first one is the starting number and second one is the ending number. What we have to do means I'm going to write one small formula or small things here. Okay, for that I'm going to write one small formula or small things here. It is like we can predict the first value by, okay, first value I'm going to call this as a equals to this one, that is the okay, this is the first value. We can predict that interval. Okay, this instead of a I will call this as interval equals to whatever the last value we are using, no, 10, here 1 to 10. That means this value, the last value minus first starting value. That means the last minus the starting value. Okay, this we have to do. That means here we need to do 10 minus 1. That will going to give us 9. 9 divided by here whatever the values there, no, this that means how much size, that means step size, that one. Okay, here in technical terms we call that as a, okay, just here in numpy we'll call that as a num. that means the here whatever the value we are giving, that we will call this as a num. Okay, num minus 1, num minus 1. If we follow this, we will definitely we can predict the result properly. Okay, just remember this, interval equals to last minus start divided by num minus 1. For example, here 1 comma 10 comma 7. So here 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 divided by 7 minus 1, that is 6. 9 divided by 6 we have to do. So for that, yeah, I'm going to do that 9 divided by 6. Yeah, it comes to 1.5. You can see here, I think it's visible. It's 1.5. So now if we start from here, first value is the 1 and the next value is 1 plus 1.5, because here the starting value is 1 and here we need to add that to get the next value. So here it is 1.5. So yeah, we can write like that. Here it is 1.5 and again we need to add again we need to add 1.5 for it. That means this is the next value. 1 plus 1.5, that is 2.5. We got that as a 2.5. Here the step interval is 1.5. Okay, here we can call this step interval as 1.5 because it is 2.5 minus 1, that is 1.5, and here also that is equals to 1.5. Okay, here all in between these parts are there, no, that has the length of 1.5. So we can call this as this 2.5 and 2.5 plus 1.5, that will going to give us the 4, and 4 plus 1.5, that is going to 5.5. In this way we can predict the values. Okay, for example, if we have something like lines, np.linespace from 4 to 16. I'm going to write now 4 to 16 and here I'm going to write as 9. Then how we can predict the result? That's by 16. I'm going to do 16 minus 4. Okay, 16 minus 4, last minus the starting one, 16 minus 4, that will give us the 12. 12 divided by 8, 12 divided by 8 we need to do. So now again I got the answer as 1.5. This is also the same thing. Okay, 1.5, I got that. So if I click the enter, then it will going to give 4 comma 5.5 like that. I think, yeah, we will check. Yeah, 4 comma 5.5 and plus 1.7, 8.5 like this. We can check even instead of 9 I'm going to give now 20. Then we can see that is 16. 16 minus 4 divided by 19, because 20 minus 1. Now it will going to give 4 and the next number is 4.6315. Okay, 4.6315 and the next number is it is nearly equals to 5.268. Just do in the calculator or anywhere. Okay, I just did in the calculator. Yeah, we can see that first number is 4 and 4.6015, 5.2631. Okay, 5.263 I told. Yeah, 5.263. It will going to give all these values. In this way we can get the array which is properly divided into the how many segments that we give as the parameter as here 20. Okay, default it will take as a 50. For example, if I write just 4 comma, okay, here instead of 20 I'm going to write. Then you can see if I click the enter, it will going to give us the 50 values. So 4 point, that means it will going to divide this in 50 intervals, like 50 minus 1 parts. That much parts is equal parts. They are all equal parts. Like this will going to creates the array for us. Then next thing is the next syntax. So what is that? Here we have that. The next one is the endpoint. These are all the optional. From this, whatever all there, no, these are all the optional. If we leave that, it will take some default. Otherwise, from here only it is optional. If we not give the number, then it will take default as 50. Otherwise, we need to give the number. Okay, for a small things and all, we have to just give the number. Otherwise, default is 50. Then endpoint is 2. Okay, endpoint is true, and endpoint, it may take it's the like a boolean, it may take a true or false. Okay, for example, if I go to write line space of 4 comma 20 comma, and here I'm going to write 6, and I'm going to write here endpoint and point. Okay, endpoint equals to false, false, endpoint equals to false. You can write this endpoint equals to, or you can we can just write like this also. Okay, if you can, you can write like this also, I think. Yeah, now you can see it will not considering the endpoint. That means now it will not considering that endpoint, it will ignoring that endpoint, but it is giving us you can see 4 6.669.312. how many values are there? 1 2 3 and 4 and 5. 5 means, yeah, we got 5 parts. That means yeah, 4 parts, we got 4 parts. That means it is ignoring this 20, it is going to ignore. Okay, it ignored this 20. That means it is not considering now endpoint is not considered, because here we write as false. Now we will going to just write here, instead of false we can just type true or whatever. If we just keep it empty, then default it will take it as a true. Then you can see now it will take a 4, 7.2, 10.4, 13.6, 16.8 and 20 is included. I think you understand what is this endpoint. This is just optional parameter, and here ret step equals to false. That means what we did until now, that is we calculated the step size by using our calculator, or you can use even this computer calculator. Okay, we just this is not this is something wrong calculations we did before, but what, while predicting, we just calculated that step size and we incremented that. We can even display that step size by using this numpy. Okay, for example, yeah, here I have this. Okay, and this is true. That means the endpoint has to be considered. I'm going to write that because it will going to confuse us. So what is this and all? Endpoint equal to true, and I can even use a return step. Okay, it will going to return us the step size. What is the step size? For example, here we can see 7.2 minus 4. 3.2 is the step size. If you want that, then this numpy will going to return that also. So here we need to type retstep equals to 2. Okay, retstep equals to 2. Now if you click the enter, now you can see this is what our array, that means 4, 7.2, 10, yeah, same as this. And then after, okay, this will going to give us in the brackets, and after that it will going to give us 3.2. that is the step size. Okay, return step, that is the step size of this one, that you can even get. If you not write like this, then automatically it will going to take that as a false. Then next one is the d type. Here you can see next one, the syntax, we can even specify the d type. D type means data type. Now it is something, yeah, now it is 4.7.2. that means it is in a floating point. Now if you want just I think, yeah, now if you want some only integers, then I think, yeah, d type, type, d type equals to here in quotes I'm going to specify I. Okay, that means integers. Now if I click the enter, now you can see it is not going us to give the floating points, just the integers. That means we can even force this numpy to give the whatever the data types we want. In previous that array, I showed you some about some one picture consisting of lots of data type. That means the alphabet that we need to use to represent those data type. So here I just showed you. If I type I, then it will going to use this as integers, and if I type f, then we can see we will get that in float. Data type is equals to float 32, and here this d type is equals to f. Okay, then yeah, I think yeah, here even it returned that here what's the red step equal to true and data type equal to 2. You can just type like this, red stamp equal to false. If we do like that, then we will not get that, or you can just delete this red stamp. Automatically it will going to take that as false. Now yeah, now here yeah, now if you click the enter, then you can see it will not give us that. These are all the optional things. And yeah, this axis we will see in the upcoming videos what is it and why this parameter is there, that one. And if we just look at these numbers, I think we will not come to actually see what is this, what is this array, what it is useful, why it is going to return all these things. If you want to, what I did here, I just drawed one line, and here I did something in paint. But instead of paint, that also we can do in Python. Okay, that means the graph floating. We can float these things that we got lots of numbers. No, we can float that numbers even in Python, so that it will comes to understand. That means it helps us to understand in a clear way. For that, what we can do means, yeah, I'm going to close this because I'm going to open Python, and yeah, here there is one package is called metaplot. Okay, that is called as matplot. Okay, matplot, matplot. We need to import that module. Okay, I'm going to import import matplot, matplot. Okay, matplot as something whatever the name. Okay, it's not just a matplot. Yeah. Matplotlib. Okay, matplotlib, import matplotlib. But before that, if I click the enter, I think, yeah, I got that error. No module named matplot, because I don't have matplotlib module, so I need to install that. Before I'm using this matplotlib, I need to install that package. Okay, I don't know whether it's a package or a sub, that means like a just module. I don't know that. Yeah, I think it's a package. Matplotlib is a package, because we are importing, we are getting some module from that, and from that module we are going to use the some functions. I think it's a package. Matplotlib is a one package, so we need to install that package. For that, as I already showed you how to install this numpy. Pip import pip install numpy. So in the similar way, we need to install that. Okay, go to command prompt, and here pip is I think already there, because if we just type pip, and it will going to give us all those things. Now I need to install that matplotlib. Okay, so I need to type pip install matplot. Yeah, okay, matplot and lib. Now it will going to install that. Okay, I think it takes some time, because it is something huge, I think. No, yeah, it will going to 8.8 MB. It will going to install that. By using this matplotlib, we can plot the graphs by giving that means by giving the matplotlib some array consisting of number of elements. Yeah, now we are going to plot the graph. How we can plot the graph, that we will going to see now. It is downloading. It's downloading some wheels and all. I think it takes some time, because it is a little bit lengthy, I think. Yeah, installing collected package. Yeah, some of the packages, that means with support for this matplotlib, it requires some other packages, so it will going to download all those packages, and it's downloaded, and yeah, now it's going to installing that. Okay, I think now it going to install. Yeah, it installed successfully, installed. Yeah, now I think we can use this matplotlib. That means we can now use this library. We'll check that. I'm going to yeah, I'm going to desktop, and in the desktop, yeah, I'm going to use Python. Okay, Python. Yeah, here we have that Python, and here I need to just import numpy, numpy as np, and even I have to import in order to plot the graph. Okay, now what we are going to do means we are creating those that means array from using that numpy. This numpy's linespace. Okay, numpy's linespace means it will go equally divide. No, that one we are going to create now, and we are visualize that how it will going to, that means each part by part what I showed in this paint, that we are going to visualize directly by writing a small program, and running that we're going to get the graph. We'll check whether we'll get the graph or not. So import numpy as numpy, and even I need to import matplotlib. That means matplotlib. The name is matplotlib. It's because it is similar to the this MATLAB. So that means it uses some more number of syntax as in the MATLAB. So that's why I need to import. That means that's why this name matplotlib. Okay, and in order to draw the graph, I'm going to import this matplotlib. import matplotlib dot, that means it is a package. I don't need a complete package, I want some module from this package. So matplotlib dot pyplot. Okay, this is what the module I'm going to use from this package, pyplot. Pyplot means, yeah, Python plot. Okay, I think the full form is like that, I'm not sure. Pyplot as, okay, as plot. Okay, whatever the name we want, that we can use here. I'm going to use this as import matplotlib pyplot as plot. Okay, you can use anything. Instead of plot, you can use plt or pt, anything you can use. I just used a plot. Okay, now I imported this module, and yeah, it takes some time. I think we're going to import that pyplot, building the font cache. Yeah, that means for the first time it will going to build this catched things. Yeah, now it builded that catched things. It is for only the first time. If we use the next time, then it will going to much faster, but for the first time it will take some time in order to build that py catch. Okay, now here we need to if you want to plot the graph, okay, if you want to plot the graph, then what are the things we need? We need one y-axis and we need one x-axis. Yeah, for example, yeah, here I'm going to show that. Okay, yeah, we'll just instead of clearing this, yeah, I'm going to I think in this part I'm going to show. Okay, yeah, here if you want yeah, here if I want to plot the graph, then what are the things I need? I need two axes, and here if you want to plot the, if you want to what's that, in the graph, if you want to write some numbers, that means if you want to mention some numbers, what are the things we required? We required its coordinates, we require its coordinates, that means here x comma y. Okay, in 2D graph we need to make you okay, x comma y and x1 comma y1, like x2 comma y2. There are lots of points. Okay, when we join all those points, then we will get that graph. So first of all, we need to give this matplot, we need to give the matplot input as some lots of points, because in order to plot the graph we need lots of points. That means each point is represented by x comma y coordinates. So we need a set of x points and a set of y points. So here what I can do, okay, so here we need yeah, x1 equals to, I'm going to create now x1 comma y1, like that. Okay, x1 equals to yeah, I'm going to just create x equals to x comma y, because we need lots of points. One is x and y, x1 y1 x2 y2 x3 y3, like that. X equals to, and yeah, I'm going to create by using that linespace. So np dot linspace, I think it's correct, linspace, np dot linspace, and here, yeah, I think we'll check that format. Yeah, linspace, and here we will provide starting and the stopping. Okay, starting number I'm going to give this as 0. Okay, yeah, 1 will give 1, and the ending point will give this as a 10, and here we'll give this as 8. That means 7 steps it will going to create. Okay, now I think it is correct. Yeah, now in the similar way we need to create yeah, if you want to plot some points, then we need x points, and y point also we want. We'll just create the zero arrays. That means y equals to y is the 0 array that we're going to create. Then we can just see like a single line like that, because x is x value. Here if we just use y equal to 0, then x is some points, that means the points which are obtained by this. Then we can get like okay, I think you are understanding this. If you not, yeah, for example, yeah, if I have y equal to 1, okay, if I want to plot the line like this, then always the y value remains 1 and the x values goes on changing. that x value we are getting from this. Okay, y value, now I'm going to use instead of 0 array we will use ones array. Okay, so for that y equals to np dot ones once, and here I need to okay, here yeah, 8. Okay, we'll just use of 8, because now here we will going to get 7 parts, means 8 numbers. Okay, otherwise we'll check. When we print the x, you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 8 points we will get. 8, this is the x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7, x8. Similarly, we need to have x1, y1, x2, y2. So we need to have y points also. So for that, what we can do means here, yeah, instead of line space, I'm going to use y equals to np dot ones, np dot ones. Don't worry if you are not understanding, you will come to understand. Okay, I will tell. np dot ones, and here I'm going to write 8 because we need 8 points. Then if I click the enter, yeah, if we check the value of y, it is 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 8 times. Now what we did means it is like yeah, now I'm going to create some new file. This I will save, yeah, just for the time being I'm going to save it. Yeah, now in the new file what I did means, now I have like this one line, and I have another line. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So in the x-axis I created some points, that is like yeah, 1 2.28 like until 10. That means I have some points. This is all the x points. Okay, all the which are the points of x-axis, and y-axis all the points are 1. Okay, now I have x comma y. Here I have x comma y. Y is equals to 1, and here y is equals to 1, and this is my comma, and y is equals to 1. That means we have like now in pairs. The x value also we have 1 2.26 and y. If we join these two in pairs like 1 1 and 2.28 comma 1 3.57 comma 1, then if you plot the line like this, okay, then if you plot the line, if you plot the graph, then we will going to get the graph. So we will join those all the points. So for that now we have x and y, and what the other thing is required, we need yeah, if you want to plot, we need the range of y. That means from where this has to start and from where this has to end, the y value. X we already have here. X will going to end at 10. Okay, because the maximum is 10 here. But y we are not specified anywhere. The y is 1 we used here. That means all the values are 1. Here it is going to 1. But we not specified the below point and the above point. That means the range of this y-axis. So for that we need to use that. So we need to plt plot dot yeah, not plot, what we imported here, yeah, you can see plot. Okay, so here plot plot dot y limit. Okay, y limit, plot dot y limit, and the limit is from, I can use minus 1 to 1. I can use like this. No, if you use 1, then our line will going to come at very top. So I'm going to use minus 1 to 4. So what it means that here my y-axis is starting from minus 1, and here 0, and here 1 2, and here it is 3, and here it is 4. At 4 it will going to end. My y-axis will going to end. Okay, then x-axis, yeah, it is proper now. Now yeah, I need to click the enter now. Yeah, plot dot y lim, it will take some time. Yeah, minus 1 to 4, the limit it will going to set. Now what I have to do, now we plotted the y-axis, but we need to plot this arrays, that means x and y. So for that we need to use like plot plot dot plot. Okay, plot means what? Okay, here you can see plot is the module that we use, and the function is also plot. Okay, instead of plot you can just use plt or like that, any other name. because if we use both the two names, then it will going to confuse. This is my module name, and this is the function in that module. Plot, and here what we have to plot? We need to plot x comma, okay, x is we have already the values, x comma y, and comma, and another parameter it will going to take which shape or which color we need to float. Okay, now we are plotting x comma y, that means x we have all these values, x comma y, that means 1 comma 1 and 2 comma 2.2857 comma 1, and this one x comma y, x1 comma y1, like that we are going to plot now. So it will take another parameter, that is the color and which shape of line we want. Okay, that we can see here. We need to just type for, okay, here you can see solid line style, dashed line style, training life, whatever the color. Here there are lots of colors. For example, if I want green color, okay, G is the code, G, and a circle marker, it has to show all the points in circles. Then I can write like G comma O, that means GO, not G comma O. I will just type GO. Okay, now yeah, I think yeah, if we click the enter, GO, not like GO, we will try just O. Okay, color we will ignore. We will check how to add those colors. If I click the enter, yeah, why it is giving name O is not defined? Yeah, because we need to give that in it is the this is the common mistake we did. These are all the characters, so we need to give that in single quotes. We forgot to give that in single quotes, we write it directly. So we need to here like GO, we need to give that in single quotes. Okay, now if we click the enter, then metaplot lines object at yeah, now it is plotted. Yeah, now it is plotted, but we are not visible that, so I need to just use plot dot show. Show is the one function that will going to show the graph. We'll check now. Yeah, you can see now it is plotted. Y-axis is 0 and 1, and these are all the points. Yeah, here you can see that when we go to these points, and here you can see at this place, carefully observe, at this place we are going to see the x and the y points. Okay, yeah, when I come to here, you can see x equals to 0.97, that means it's nearly equals to 1, I think. Yeah, I need to, yeah, it is at the 1, at point 1 it is going to plot it, and here you can see it is 2.31 something, that is equals to this one, 2.28, 3.57. In this way we can visualize what you can visualize here. Yeah, in this way we can visualize how these arrays are arranged in, like we can visualize that in graph. What is this array, what is these parts, that already I showed in this paint, that means in the previous paint. That one we are now viewing in the Python directly, that means by the graphical method. Okay, now yeah, here it is going to consider the endpoint. Now what if we want to okay, I think if I close this, it will going to exit. I will close this. Yeah, now what if we want just like okay, where is that, x equals to np.linespace, and here I'm not going to consider the endpoint, so endpoint equals to false, false, false. Okay, now what's that? Yeah, f has to be capital, endpoint equals to false. Now we will plot yeah, here it has to be in yeah, now I think yeah, it is plotted, and plot dot show, upload dot show. Yeah, now you can see it will until till 9, 10 is not included, but in the previous example what we observed, 10 is also included, but now here 10 is not included, and this point also, even it has a different value, it is 0.9999 something, it has different value. Here you can see it is the value is 1, yeah, no, not 1, here the x value is 3.23, and here it is 2.13. the value also differs, that means the endpoint, here you can see the endpoint is not included. Okay, Yeah, I think you've understand about this, and here even lots of lines are there. Solid line style. Instead of circle marker, we will use solid line style now. We will see what it will going to give. Where is that? Yeah, here instead of green, and here I'm going to use one minus, because here you can see, not here. Yeah, here you can see it is yeah, not here. Where is that? Yeah, in notepad here you can see, if we put one minus, we will going to get solid line style. I think it is minus. We will check that. Plot x comma y. Okay, yeah, now yeah, it is plotted, and plot.show. Now you can see we will get the line. Like this way we can plot any graphs. Okay, we need to give, if you want to plot, we will check if you want to how any lines will come, then we need to just give those points to the array, and we can even plot that using this matplot. Here now what I'm going to do means G, and here we will use some different styles. What's that? Dashed line style, dash dot. We will check this. What is this dash dot? Okay, dash dot. I need to use dash and dot. Okay, now we will check how it will going to produce the graph. Plot.show. Yeah, now you can see it is looks something very nice. I think yeah, we can even zoom that, but it is not zooming. Zoom to rectangle. Yeah, like this we can zoom. You can see now. I think it's visible. Like this we can plot the graph using this matplot. I think you've understand about what this linespace and how to calculate it. We will see some other features of this numpy in the next videos. I think you've understand about this. Thank you.